in a world where delivery drivers pound on your door for a tip.
Hi, it's saying 0 for the tip. Was there a cash tip?
Cashiers allegedly try to sneak in a $40 tip for themselves.
Look at tips. Trying to take $42 tip.
And shady machines actually try to force you into tipping. This ramen shop server outside Chicago just took it a step further.
I pay for my food. What are you talking? Why are you following me down the street? You need to get the back. I handed you $20. You can't charge me more than what the menu say. So what are you talking about? Bro, I'm not legally required to give you a tip. Get the back. Get back. You piece of shit. I'm not trying to
yell at me.
I'm not trying to with you,
You
bro.
shut your mouth. How am I staff supposed to make money, huh?
So raise your price.
Huh?
Bro, we can solve this. Chill, bro.
Now, he eventually went on the local news to try to apologize.
He's sorry, and his door's open to the other person involved.
Have you watched the video?
Yes. I was just ashamed, bring shame to my wife as a husband, as an owner, at the same time, to my mom and dad.
Table to Stix, how can I help you?
Hey, you need food, okay?
I'm sorry?
Let me order some food, stupid.
The Backlash has forced them to stop taking calls, deactivate their social media.
I apologized to him and to his family, and I was asking if he can pass this message along to his little brother.
Adding he sent the brother home with the customer's favorite order, a handwritten apology.
But that didn't work, as a community called him anti-black, where they wanted the restaurant gone, saying it's not a safe space for them. They even protested outside the shop for over an hour.
What do we want? Justice. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't, all they do is disrespect the black community. We don't want no apology. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't.
And even though he publicly apologized, again, it still wasn't enough for the community. Trying to make this about race, again. Talking about criminal charges, and criticizing the mayor for not attending the protest. This got out of hand so fast, you'd forget this was about ramen. Now, I've worked at several restaurants, from breakfast spots to steakhouses, and even high-class Chinese restaurants, and if you can guess the chains in the comments, that would be impressive. But even as someone that once lived off tips, that ramen dude is an idiot, and deserves every bit of this. Not only for going after a customer over a stiff tip, but also trying to apologize to the mob, thinking it's somehow going to get them off your back. As cancel culture has never been satisfied with a sorry, it's about having power over someone you normally would not. As their entire Yelp page has been flagged for brigading, where people from Maryland criticize them over the viral video. All the way across the country in California, they're doing the same, and even curiously giving them a 5-star review, but saying they're like a gang extorting money. Now, it seemed like they were giving the same canned reply to everybody, and someone pointed out that their reply on Google accidentally included the ChatGPT prompt attached to the top of their apology. Now, I couldn't find that comment myself, so I can't verify that specific response, but the canned reply all over their Yelp reviews also appears to be 100% ChatGPT generated. It's almost like they said, hey, that guy messed up and forever ruined our reputation, but how can we make this progressively worse every step of the way? Because the simple solution would be just to fire the guy, and even if he's an owner, fire him anyways. Publicly side with the community on how chasing down customers for extra cash is unacceptable, because this whole entitlement to tips is getting out of hand, as I happily tip 20% plus on great service, and 10% if I feel they did the bare minimum. But if there is any expectation, trickery, or even social pressure that I leave a tip, I simply never return. Self-serve kiosk autofilling a 20% tip? Never again. Server drops off a check, but they already circled the 20, 25, 30% tip calculation? You're out of your mind. I even get annoyed at restaurants that prompt you to tip before you've even received your food. That's like when you watch a YouTube channel, and in the first 5 seconds, they already tell you to like and subscribe. How about you let me decide if this is trash or not before you ask me for anything? But if you've appreciated my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, and don't worry, I'm not gonna chase you down in the streets if you don't. But just go check out the video on how the Tesla protesters are actually getting scammed.
you.